What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another How to Play here on the channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about Kevin Broberg from Rochester CCG's 9th place Life Recovery Girl deck. Let's jump in it. The goal of this video is I want to talk about and look at the deck list as a whole. I want to talk about the strategies and tactics involved with this deck, and then once we have an idea of how those cards all work together, let's go back to the deck list. Okay, so this deck is massive, right? It's a 71 card deck, right? 60, 70, yeah, 71 card deck, 72, 370, 74 card deck. Absolutely insane because, you know, Recovery Girl wants options. With her form, gain 2 health, response after you take damage, build a foundation from your discard pile. So the more foundations, the more cool, unique foundations we have available to us, the more we get to build in. And then, you know, destroying those 2 foundations to gain throw. Once I've utilized them to the best of their ability, they can leave. Yeah, the attack is a mono mid attack lineup, which we'll talk about here in just a second. And I want to give a big shout out to things like Ruthless Mockery and Young Heroes, cards that, especially Young Heroes, we don't normally see inside of five-handers, but you know it has a place in this deck. So let's talk about it. What does Recovery Girl as a whole want to do, right? Recovery Girl has this idea of a slow and steady gameplay. Life Recovery Girl has 2, if not 3 times the health pool that she starts with. She starts the game with 30, but if Life Recovery Girl is doing the thing that she wants to do, that health total pushes up closer to 60 health. And so if you want to try and defeat that character, you have to be able to swing big, swing hard, and have some attacks land. One of her big strategies to winning the game, though, is that every attack, if she so chooses, can land. She can destroy the 2 foundations and make something a throw, whether it be, you know, a 4 damage poke or a 17 damage attack. You just hits them hard. And then lastly, she reuses powerful foundations. There's anything that says destroy a foundation to utilize this ability. If she gets hit, whether it be for 7 damage or 1 damage, she builds that card back in, and so you get to kind of, you know, assimilate this amazing foundation base in order to not only just defend yourself but also secure the win. So let's talk about some of the tactics. So the 2 big attacks we get to focus on here are focused attack and forceful blow. Being a 6 mid for 12, that's the 3rd attack that you play because of how the combo works, feels really, really strong. And this deadlock enhances is just as good. And maybe they can't hit with the 6 mid for 3, but hitting them with them blocking the first 2 moves, you swing the 6 mid for 12, and it pushes through. Or maybe they can block it. Well, you can just make this a throw and guarantee your 6 damage still. Incredible bomb inside of this deck. Not to mention forceful blow. It's a 4 mid for 5 with powerful 4. Any amount of that momentum that you've generated from any of your pokes that have hit, whether they be throws or not, you get to take in and to pull them. Let's pretend we've got 4 momentum. I discard that momentum. It's got 16 more damage. It's a 4 mid for 21 that I make a throw. If you're at 11, you lose. Last card that I have on the screen here is just carbo loading. It kind of says that all of your moves get to become bombs by committing a 3 difficulty foundation, whether it's self or another one, and it gets 3 damage. And because of the amount of life gain that exists inside of the deck, when you gain life, you get to ready it back up, not just on your turn to use offensively, but defensively on your opponent's turn to commit to pass more checks. On to a little bit of deck flow. We've got Muscle Mauler, Future Charge, and Blood Transfer that all have like this idea of these attacks turn into more than just the 1 card. We've got Muscle Mauler, which is a 6 diff, 5 mid for 6, but has this really awesome static that says if I have more life than you, if I have more health than you, it becomes a 5 difficulty. So 5 diff, 5 mid for 6, insanely strong. And then destroy a face down used foundation to draw a card and add a card that's already hit you from my momentum to my hand. Being able to turn your moves into throws, that feels really good at picking back up your bombs if they weren't quite enough to hit them, or wasn't quite enough to finish them off. And then we got things like Future Charge and Blood Transfer. Future Charge is a card that says draw a card for each copy of itself in the named copy of itself in the card pool. And so on the first Future Charge, it replaces itself. On the second Future Charge, it replaces itself and a bonus. And I mean, they're 3 mid for 4s, right? Amazing to try and it feels bad blocking a 3 mid for 4 when you know that something bigger could be coming a little bit later. like Blood Transfer, which is that same idea of like 4 mid for 4. It's got an amazing momentum ability that, so if it hits, whether a throw or otherwise, I'm gonna flip it in my momentum. I'll gain a health, you'll lose a health, triggering things like that Cardwell loading we talked about earlier, and as well as if this attack is completely blocked, add the top card of your deck to your momentum face up. So imagine this, right? You play Blood Transfer, you destroy and make it a throw, you use this ability, they mid block it. They mid blocked it, so it's a full block, so I'll get my momentum. And then Blood Transfer says that after it's completely blocked, you get the momentum, and then it still dealt 2 damage, so you get to snag the second momentum. That Forceful Blow's already got 8 extra damage. It's pretty good, pretty good. Onto some defense. This character sometimes feels very immortal with things like Excited for Blood, Ruthless Mockery, and Bonds of Friendship. Both Ruthless Mockery and Bonds of Friendship doing just a ton of damage reduction, -3 to specific keyword abilities, or Ruthless Mockery -2 to everything. That combined with the idea of her having really solid blocks and the life gain that exists not just on her character but on other cards. She really does have like 60 to 90 health sometimes. It's insane. Like Excited for Blood, right? Response after my rival loses health, flip to gain 4. We just talked about Blood Transfer as a card that says flip it in my momentum, you lose 1, I gain 1. So imagine it's you lose 1, I gain 5, and then I block your move. All that hard work that you had is going down the drain. And if she wants to, once per turn after you take damage, you lose 2 health and then draw a card. That's not a flip cost, so you can do that over and over and over again, depending on what you can do. The card is incredible. Or destroy it and then build it back in once you flipped it. Just good stuff. And we've talked exclusively about, like, just damage reduction, right? What happens if I want to block? Passing the Torch, Blood Evaluation, both incredible cards for turning them sideways, spinning a momentum with Blood Evaluation's case to then draw a card, to then block and extend that half block, extend that health total, and then rebuild in a card. Or Wild Pussycat's Form, kind of the card that really put this deck on the map again. Form, flip, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add a foundation reveal this way to your hand, and then discard the rest. Not only does this put cards from your put the best block in your hand, but also puts 2 extra resources to build in later. Card feels very, very good. So let's go back to the deck list and see how the rest of this ties in together. We talked about all of those. We've got things like Back Alley Haymaker and Naval Laser Beam that are all that are both incredible flow cards of building, destroying, building, unflipping, stunning, drawing. Gets very, very fast, hits very, very hard, feels very good. Back Alley Haymaker is a good use of that momentum that we get off of throws as well. We've got things like bench pressing for extra damage. We've got encouraging training partner, rescue completed as some really good damage reduction. Things like wall cling and bewildered. Wall cling to stop throws. It's flip face down. I'll destroy it and rebuild it back in with recovery girl. Bewildered. If you play your 3rd move, it's going to get an extra -3 speed or -3 damage depending on whatever I want. Just some incredible tricks that this card gets to do. So it makes sense that Kevin Broberg from Rochester got 9th place with it. Congratulations again to you, Kevin, and thank you guys for watching this how to play. If you like this video and you want to see more, go check out the other ones and let me know your thoughts on it in the comments down below. With that said, thank you much for watching, and as always, I wish you well.